A second chance for Japan's new Prime Minister. Shinzo Abe gets another shot at the top job, pledging to be tough on China and to revive the economy. It is official. Japan's new prime minister is an old one. Shinzo Abe has returned to a post he held back in 2006. Now, you might remember he kicked off Japan's revolving door of leaders with his sudden resignation back in September of 2007. The nation has seen 5 other leaders come and go since then. But now, Mr. Abe is back in the top spot, and he's not the only former premier making a comeback. This man, Taro Aso, has been tapped as finance minister. Now, he was the last LDP leader before being beaten by the Democratic Party of Japan in 2009. Now, voters returned the Liberal Democratic Party to power earlier this month with a sweeping victory. Let's bring in Alex Zolbert now from CNN Tokyo with more details. Alex, what's at the top of the agenda? And also, was the appointment of Taro Aso as finance minister a surprise at all?
Hi, Pauline. I'll get to Taro Aso in just a second. In terms of the top of the agenda here in Japan, it's probably 3 things: the economy, and then probably the economy. That was very high up on the list to voters' minds going into this election. About 65% of them saying that that was the #1 issue. You have to keep in mind that Japan's economy has been dealing with 2 lost decades, about 20 years of sluggish growth, and it's in recession once again. That is the first and foremost priority for Shinzo Abe as he takes the reins once again. And getting to your point about Taro Aso, it wasn't a terribly big surprise here in Japan today, the announcement that he would serve as Shinzo Abe's deputy prime minister as well as serving as finance minister. I think that, if you put it into perspective, if a former U.S. president returned as Treasury Secretary, that might come as a surprise, or the same thing in the U.K. But here, with the revolving door of prime ministers that they've had over the last 6 to 7 years, Pauline, what the LDP party is trying to show with a move like this, putting Taro Aso in this sort of position, is essentially trying to show its experience, that he is someone who's been in a leadership position before, and the LDP party is going to sort of flex its muscles in that regard as they take over as the new party here in Japan. Pauline?
So with a recognized name as the finance minister, and with 65% of voters saying the economy is the #1 issue, why is it such a pressing issue?
Well, it does go back to the fact that the economy has been struggling for so long. And also, one key thing that you want to keep in mind going into 2013 is July of next year, there will be elections for the upper house here in Japan. We just went through the elections in the lower house, but these elections in the upper house will be watched very closely, because what it could do is it could give Prime Minister Abe essentially carte blanche when it comes to passing. Sorry, we'd have high winds here that we're battling, Pauline. Apologies for that. When it comes to Shinzo Abe, he's going to be watching these elections in July, because if the LDP does well in those elections in July, they could have carte blanche when it comes to moving measures through the government, the upper house, the lower house, and of course Abe as prime minister. Sorry about our toppling lights and very high winds here at the moment, Pauline.
It's a good metaphor for what's going on with high winds of change there in Tokyo. All right, thanks so much, Alex, for bringing us up to date now.
Winds of change,
well,
yep.
As Japan welcomed its new leader, the country's benchmark Nikkei index rose almost 1.5% on this Wednesday. Now, the change of government was also marked by the yen falling to a 20-month low against the U.S. dollar. And this is how the currency has performed over the past 3 years. So as you can see, it's been a little bit volatile, but for the most part, getting weaker over the past 3 years. Now, the value of the yen today is 85 yen to $1 US. The currency's stubborn strength has caused a lot of problems for Japan's biggest exporters, so they will be welcoming this recent trend of a weakening yen.